Remember how, like, every year we're told that Texas is turning blue and Beto O'Rourke's going to be the governor. No, Beto O'Rourke's going to be the senator. No, Beto O'Rourke's going to be the president. But it doesn't always turn out that way. Well, listen, this year, coming up on this midterm election in just, 11 days, something is, in fact, happening in Texas, most specifically along those districts on the border, the southern border that we share with Mexico. And it's not a bluing of Texas, quite the opposite. Cassy Garcia is running in the 28th Congressional District, and she joins us now. And first of all, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you taking time off the campaign trail, Ms. Garcia.
Larry, I'm so honored to be on with you.
These districts in Texas, everyone thinks, oh, it's a Republican state. Along the border there, historically, those districts have generally been Democrat districts, have they not?
They have. So District 28, and you look at Myers District 34 and District 15, they've all been Democrat controlled for over 150 years. That is a long time. And so you saw with Myers win on June 14th, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Talking to voters on the ground, and we are 12 days away from making history. Voters, the Democrats, are ready to vote for a better way forward. They don't like the policies that are coming out of this administration. You know, they don't like to pay high gas prices. They're struggling to make ends meet, and they don't like an unsecure border. You know, I'm a lifelong South Texan and the wife of a Border Patrol agent, and that's why I'm running for Congress, because I don't like what I'm seeing in the country.
And in a way, having Joe Biden come in there and basically open up the border, have it be a free-for-all, the devastating humanitarian impact, the lives lost, the death, the violence that has just been rampant along there, and in addition, the economic impact, it's really just sort of been a splash of ice-cold water on everybody who sort of pretended to think that the border maybe wasn't that big of an issue.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, we have record number of people coming into this country, 2.2 million, that we cannot sustain. Every community is being impacted by this. In fact, I just met a mother 3 days ago who lost her daughter. A mother and father lost their daughter to fentanyl. She thought she was sleeping aid pill, and that broke my heart. And that's why I'm running for Congress. We have to stop the flow of drugs coming across this border. People are dying every single day. When is this administration going to wake up?
Yeah.
Immigrants are dying. We had over 1,000 immigrants have died trying to swim, trying to cross. They've died in ranch lands. They've died in tractor trailers. What does it take for the far left to say something? This is absolutely insane. That's why people are outraged. People are frustrated. And that's why they're going to vote Republican. Come this November, we're going to send Henry Cuellar packing this November.
I'd love for you to expand on that a little bit more, because, you know, when governors like your governor in Texas sent busloads of some of the illegal aliens up into Washington or Chicago or New York, or when Governor DeSantis sent a plane load of 50 to Martha's Vineyard, we were told they were treating them as political pawns, that they weren't showing any compassion or humanity towards these individuals. You just told me about the deaths and I know that there are sexual assaults that go down there, and the deaths because of fentanyl. I mean, you talk about compassion. The real compassion is wanting to secure this situation, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, the President of the United States is the commander-in-chief, and he can do his job by enforcing the laws on the books. And we can stop the people that are dying to come to this country. You know, these migrants are not wanting to stay in Texas. You know, they're wanting to go further north to connect with family members or host families. At the end of the day, the administration has done nothing. Kamala Harris, who's our border czar, has done nothing.
I'm sorry, it's just funny to hear that Kamala Harris is the border czar, because she's just literally, I mean, honestly, you probably prefer she doesn't visit the border, because it would make it worse, probably.
No, she doesn't. She hasn't. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, the agents, the Border Patrol agents, the morale is so low right now.
Yeah.
You know, under the previous administration, we had the lowest number of migrants coming. We had a secure border. You know, and we talked to the Hispanic community. They want a strong and secure border. They want to support legal immigration, not illegal immigration. And right now, we have an incumbent, Henry Cuellar, who's under a serious investigation for corruption right now. And people are just sick and tired of this administration doing absolutely nothing. You know, they're paying high gas prices. We talk about the amount of fentanyl and drugs coming across our southwest border. People are just tired, and that's why the Democrats are just, they're running scared right now. They're running scared because they know that their time is coming to an end. Just like we're going to send Robert Francis O'Rourke packing this November, and Governor Abbott is going to be elected governor come this November.
All right, let's talk about you a little bit here, Cassy Garcia, because you have quite a resume. I mean, not only did you serve President Trump as the leader of his Hispanic initiatives, but you also worked with Senator Ted Cruz. How did you get here from there? What's your story?
So I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley. I spent 37 years. I grew up down on the border, and the last 17 years I've spent fighting for conservative principles and fighting to secure the border. I started my career in the Rio Grande Valley, and I'm so blessed to have the opportunity to work for Senator Ted Cruz as his deputy state director down in McAllen, Texas. So I know firsthand the district. I worked for the Department of Agriculture doing economic development. And then I was honored to be appointed by President Donald J. Trump to serve as commissioner for the White House Hispanic Prosperity Commission. And so I know the issues. I know the community. They are my friends. They are my family. I've worked with them for so long, and they are ready for a change in this district. And so I cannot wait to work for the moms and the dads and the children and the farmers and ranchers and law enforcement. These people, we are living the American dream. I want to preserve the American dream for the people of South Texas. People are ready for a change, and I feel it on the ground every single day, and we're excited. We're working really hard day and night.
Yeah.
And I tell people, Henry Cuellar is a very slick politician, and he can say whatever he wants on TV. People say he's a moderate Democrat, but you know what? He voted against life-saving infrastructure for our southern border. And people are just ready for a change.
Now, there's nothing moderate about that. And if you align with Nancy Pelosi and the caucus there, you can't hide behind the term moderate, not in any way whatsoever. You mentioned Myra Flores. You've seen what's happened to her, how they attack her, how they go viciously go after her. They're going to go after you, or has it already started? Don't tell me they're calling you racist and misogynist. You hate women and you hate Latinos.
I'm just outraged. I saw Monica last night. We did a Laura Ingraham together, and I'm just outraged. I told her, you know what? We don't need them. We will start our own caucus. We'll start our own Hispanic movement. People are just excited about our races. We are hardworking. We're all about faith, family, and freedom. And so the Democrats, obviously, they rejected her. They didn't want her part of this caucus. But I told her, don't worry, we will have our own. I joke
love
and
that.
say, she might not have been the right type of taco,
Yes, the breakfast tacos. Oh, Dr. Joe will clean it all up, I'm sure. But I do, it's so funny. It's like, you can't be in our Hispanic caucus because you're not a Democrat. Then change the name of the caucus. You're the Democrat Hispanic caucus, and then you can come up with the real Hispanic caucus. I so want you to go toe-to-toe with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Please make this happen.
I will, and I can't wait. When we win this seat and we get sworn in on January 3rd, we fire Nancy Pelosi. I cannot wait till we have our border security hearing and go toe-to-toe with AOC.
Oh, yeah.
Who said Texas will turn blue. I'm so sorry, my dear. We are not going to turn Texas blue. We're going to keep Texas red, and we're going to flip 3 seats in the Rio Grande Valley. We're going to make history, and I'll be the first Hispanic female Latina to ever represent the great District 28.
The only blue in Texas is going to be that blue in the beautiful Lone Star State's flag that we love so much. Cassy, I love the idea of you getting and doing some investigations and some committee hearings on the border, because it just hasn't happened yet. But I've talked to a lot of candidates running for these midterms, and they've already jumped ahead. They're ready to impeach Secretary Mayorkas. Do you agree? Is it time already?
I agree. And I think we need to bring those securities. We need to do a field hearing. And also, I want to defund the 87,000 IRS agents. My friend, we do not need 87,000 IRS agents. We need 87,000 more Border Patrol agents, more custom officers, and more security school officers. So that'll be day one. We will defund that bill that my opponent voted for that will make inflation that it was going to bring inflation down, but I'm sorry, it's going to make inflation even worse.
Have you noticed that nobody who voted for the Inflation Reduction Act can tell you what it will do to reduce inflation? I mean, you would think that would be should be in the first line, I would think, of the bill.
Exactly, but it's not. My opponent voted for it, and he said, it's going to make inflation is not going to go up. And I'm sorry, people are outraged that he voted for 87,000 more IRS agents. That's going to hurt the people of South Texas, and so it's just time for change. He's been in office since I've been in kindergarten, and he votes in lockstep.
Wow. I hope you remind him of that all the time, Cassy Garcia. Listen, we're almost out of time. Can you give us your website? I want to make sure we send as many people over there as possible to get you across the finish line.
you so much. Every dollar raised, I'm asking everybody to go to CassyForCongress.com. We are 12 days away. We can do this. I need your help to help me get across the finish line so that we can flip the seat and I can fire Henry Cuellar and we can provide true representation for this district.
Can't wait to see you here in Washington, D.C. That's Cassy Garcia. More to come on O'Connor Tonight.